So today what we're going to show you is kind of the core, the basics of the core exercises. And we like to think of the core in three different planes or movements. The first one is what we're most familiar with is the sagittal plane, which is like your sit-ups, crunches, front plank. The second one is the coronal, right? And the coronal is actually side bending. That's a coronal plane. The third one is transverse, which is rotation. And so a lot of times we see that people are kind of training in one of those planes, or even two. But if you're not training in all three, then you're going to be more prone to injuries, and you're not really giving yourself the proper training for your core. So if your core training program or your trunk muscle training program consists of just kind of one of those planes, then you're probably not doing enough. So what we're going to do today is show you three just simple exercises that train in each of those planes. So the first exercise we're going to do is for the sagittal plane, and this is the basic exercise of the front plank, which is actually easily done wrong. So what I'm going to do is show you some cues that we like to tell our patients in order to get the right posture for this exercise. All right, so Dom, go up in a front plank for me. So what you want to do is you want to have arms bent, so forearms on the ground, elbows right underneath the shoulders. Okay, you want to actually engage what we call your serratus anterior and go into protraction. So he's going to push up here. So go and show, this is not what we want, right? So this is retraction. So what we want to do is protract the scapula, right? Perfect. Next thing we want to do is maintain a neutral spine. So a really good way to do that is squeeze your glutes. So Dom, go into front. A lot of times we go into a hyperlordotic lumbar spine. And so what we want to do to prevent that is squeeze the glutes. Boom, so glutes are squeezed and you're in that neutral spine. Also, I want your knees straight, okay? So I want you squeezing those quads pretty forcefully. And squeezing your glutes will help you get in that position. So go and take a break for me, bud. Also, what's important to note is that you have to be breathing during this exercise. Okay? If you're not breathing, then you're not doing it correctly. And also a typical thing to do is people like to hold it as long as they can. And what we want to do here is focus on quality, not quantity, right? So I would rather you be doing like 10 to 20 second holds for 3 sets of like 8 to 10 reps, okay? But very short reps, just increase the amount of reps. So we want that quality, not the quantity. Okay, so the next exercise is for the coronal plane. It's the lateral plank. Very basic exercise, but easily, again, done wrong. So Dom's going to go up into a lateral plank. One of the things that people tend to do is they push that hip up too high and it becomes just like a hip hike. And we don't want that. We want a straight line from the neck all the way down to the feet. Another thing to do here, just like we did in the front plank, is squeeze those glutes, right? So it gets you into that neutral spine. If you're not, you're going to be in that anterior probably rotation. What we want is squeezing those glutes and holding. Another thing to do here is push against the table or the ground with your shoulder, making a nice solid shoulder here. If you're not, you're going to be kind of sagging up there. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is what we call an anti-rotation exercise. And this is for that transverse plane, okay? On this one, what you're going to do is you're going to get some type of band. Doesn't take a lot of force, but we're going to do a small band here. You can use like TheraBands too. And you're going to grab it with your hands, just like that. And the important part of this exercise is to start with the band at your chest, okay? Again, with this exercise, as you're going to see, which is kind of similar with all the other ones, is I want those glutes being squeezed, because that gets into that neutral pelvis. So he's going to start off contracting the glutes and his core. Knees bent a little bit, that's fine. And then what he's going to do is gently press out. Perfect. And if you come over here with the shoulders, we don't want too far protraction, right? And we don't want all the way retraction. We want kind of like right in the middle, right? Kind of what's comfortable. And you're going to be holding that for about 5 to 10 seconds. And make sure you're breathing, maintaining that breath throughout the exercise. Again, with this one and with all of them, with the reps and the sets, we want to do like 10-ish second holds, 5 to 10 to 15 second holds, and you're doing multiple reps, 8 to 10 reps, in like 3 to 4 sets each. So to recap again, we went over the 3 different planes of the core and what we like to train them in. It's the sagittal plane, the coronal plane, and the transverse plane. Again, it's really important to strengthen in all three planes to get a solid core to prevent you from further injuries in the future. In the next couple weeks, though, we're going to be showing you some more exercises for those that are a little bit more challenging. All right, to challenge your core more. So be looking forward to those.